We're here today, folks, to take you for a walkthrough of the Black Wolf Turbo Lite Cabin 450 that's set up behind me here. It's a big, roomy and versatile tent. Let's get rolling.
Hit it.
Hey folks, Ben from Snowy's here today at the Brownhill Creek Caravan Park in Adelaide's eastern suburbs. It's a nice little stopover if you're travelling through the area and just checking out Adelaide and the surrounds. I've got some space here today to take you for a walkthrough of the Black Wolf Turbo Lite Cabin 450 that's set up behind me here. It is a big tent. When it's packed up, it measures a bit over 30 kilos by my measurements, and it measures about 130 centimetres in length by about 50 centimetres by 40 centimetres in size. So it is quite bulky, but when you've got it set up, and it is easy to set up, it's a nice big roomy tent. So I want to start by telling you about the fabrics that it's made of. Now the fly sheet is a silver lined 150 denier ripstop polyester. And this has got a 2000mm waterhead and it's seam sealed throughout. Moving back towards the inner tent here, this is also 150 denier ripstop polyester. The frame is a 25mm aluminium tube. These are alloy knuckles on the corners here, and there are some nylon or plastic components as well. The hub at the top is a durable nylon hub. As we move down on the tent, the floor here is a 500 denier Oxford polyester. And last of all, the insect screens inside the doors here is not an ultra fine mesh, it's a good durable mesh, but it's going to keep most of the bugs out. So while we're standing under the awning here, we'll talk about the features there. Now this measures about 1.8 metres from the base of the tent to where these poles finish, and Black Wolf's floor dimensions says 3.7 metres between the two end poles there, but my measurements are more like around about 3.4, so a little bit less than what they say. In terms of height, well, heaps of space at the centre ridge pole here. It comes down to just under 185 centimetres. I'm 185 centimetres tall, so I've got to duck a little bit to get under the edge here. And around the edges of the awning here are zippers and Velcro strips. They're all there to add optional accessories such as side walls, so you can enclose this space. You can even clip an actual screen room in under here to create a completely bug-proof zone if you like. So really versatile space under the awning. I'll start with the other features on the outside of the tent. We'll just step around to the side. Now on the side of the tent here, we've got guy ropes. I haven't set these up today, but a really cool feature is that these come in their own little storage pocket, which makes it really easy when you set it up. These guy ropes don't end up tangled, and it's not a headache when you're setting it up and packing it away. There's a window on the end here. This features on the other end of the tent as well, and at the rear of the tent there's two more windows. We can see we've got these ones rolled open at the moment. All of these windows have the same features in that they can be set up in one of three ways. Open like the ones at the rear there, zipped completely closed like this one here, which keeps the weather out completely. Or if we unzip the first zip, well there's two zips on each side here, we do up the zip underneath. This creates a gusset, and we use that in combination with guy ropes and these eyelets that feature on each corner here. And we can actually peg this out as a weather protected awning over the top of our window, so we can let the breeze come through to keep condensation down and keep the tent feeling fresh, but keep the rain out. I'm going to zip this right open at the moment so that I can let the breeze right through the tent. Now, I've covered off on all the external features with the exception of the doors on the front here. I'll just run through these quickly now. These are two completely independent doors. They don't join. They both have solid and mesh panels, and they allow access to two different zones inside the tent. There's another divider that runs down the middle, so you can create completely private zones on each side. Let's step inside the tent and have a look at some of the features and the space in there. Now I've rolled both doors open for you there because I really want to get you to get a good idea of how you can use the space inside the tent here, because there really is loads of space. In the center of the tent here, now I'm 185 centimeters tall, it's about 2.3 meters at the peak. With my arms straight, I can just touch the peak. And as I step back towards the side of the tent, I've still got room right over at the edge here while I'm touching the side to stand upright. So loads of functional space inside the Cabin 450. So looking at the features inside the tent, starting at the very top here, now there is this handle, that's for set down, don't hang anything off of that. You'll see that in our other video on how to pack this tent away, but above that, on each side of this bit of fabric here, are little lantern hooks, so you can hang a hook independently for each room. This fabric here, I'll show you a bit more on that shortly, but that forms part of the room divider, so we can create two different zones in the tent here. These seams around the top here are all seam sealed as well, and these seams here are actually, I think it's called lap filled on the outside, so they're reasonably weatherproof without the fly, but for full weather protection, always a good idea to use the fly. As we move down each side, now symmetrical on each side of the tent here, you've got roof vents which are internally adjustable, so we can zip this right open. We've got a mesh panel here. We can fold this up. There's little tabs here to secure it at the bottom if we like, to allow ventilation through the tent. Also helps reduce condensation on really cold nights, or we can zip it up completely if we do need to retain the warmth. And just to the side of that, in the corners here, are some Velcro tabs. Now this is mirrored on the other side of the tent, on the door side as well, which runs right down to the corner here, where there's a little zippered power access point, so we can get 12 or 240 volt power inside the tent to run appliances or lanterns. And furthermore, just to the ends of the tent here and behind our mattresses, we've got a couple of little storage pockets. This is mirrored at the other end as well, just a mesh pocket to keep your essentials at hand. Now, I just want to talk to you about how much actual space you've got in here to live and how you might use it. I've got some mattresses in here to give you a bit of an idea of how you might set the space up. Now, Black Wolf say this is 450 by 300. I measured it to be just a little bit under that, more like about 440 by about 290 to 300, depending on where you measure it for the width. But as you can see, there is loads of space in here. Now, on this side of the tent, I've got 2 XL single air mattresses. Now these measure about 190 in length and about 1 meter wide. So these come to halfway along the tent here. So you've got about 220 centimeters for each room this way. So 220 by 300. Then on that side of the tent, we've got a double high queen air bed, and I've actually got it running long ways in the tent here. And that also comes to the center point here. Now these measure about 200 long and about 150 in width. And obviously they're about 55 centimeters or much higher than a regular air mat. Now you can see I've still got a lot of space at each end of the tent here for storage right inside the doors, so you're not stepping in onto your bed. So you've got this set up here at the moment. Now if we unroll this room divider that's secured on the side here, I'll show you how the space will work if you do want to divide it down the middle. So this is a really great option for mums and dads. If we zip this close, we can see that this is double high air bed. Now fits comfortably where this room divider will zip. There's room for mum and dad to sleep here. There's space to stand up here, room for storage in the middle here. And then if we step back over to the other side of the tent here, you can zip it closed completely. This divider seals across the top there. It doesn't seal on the bottom though. It's probably worth noting. But it does create 2 different zones. I can move this mattress over a little bit. There's still access down the middle of the mats here for the kids to sleep on each side, and there's still room at the end of the bed there for storage, room to get changed as well. So this is a really livable tent for families. They're a little bit bulky and heavy to transport, but once you've got them set up, you can create a really nice space to spend your weekend in. You can grab these online at snowies.com.au at our lowest prices every day. If you thought that video was useful, subscribe to our channel. We'll send you all of our latest and greatest information. If you have any questions about the Turbo Cabin Lite 450 or any of the Black Wolf Turbo range, let us know down in the comments below. Or if you want to check out some other videos we prepared earlier, try some of these ones down here.